The 2012-2013 season ended abruptly with a pretty big crash for you. Tell us about the injuries you sustained and how long it took to recover.
Yeah, racing at the Cricket Boys at Bunbury, I had a pretty hard hit at the end of the straightaway and straight into the wall and dislocated my left wrist, broke a bit off the radius bone, so fortunately I've got a few good contacts when it comes to surgeons, and thankfully it all went really well, and it was sort of around about an 8-week recovery period, and I'm ready to go, ready to get back into it.
Does a big crash like that dent your confidence at all?
It does, yeah, I think it does. I haven't been in a car since then, but looking forward to getting into it, and I'm pretty sure once we start turning some laps, we'll forget about that and get on with the job.
You made the long-awaited return to racing last year. What was the reason for the break and ultimately your return?
Reason for the breaks, I guess a lot of it's work-related, fairly demanding role with KTM, and that's it's just sort of taken me out of it for a while. But it was good to get back into last year. I was really starting to find some form there in the end, and hopefully we can sort of pick up with what we did last year and sort of push forward this season. And the aim is to try to finish top 5 every night, and I think we can.
What's the team doing differently this year, including the equipment you guys will be using?
There wasn't a lot left at the end of last season, so so we had a couple of new Maxim cars, and to be honest, the plan's not to do anything differently. I think we found a pretty good baseline with the cars last year towards the end of the season.
You're on a good roll.
Yeah, so we just keep doing what we're doing. Don't change anything.
Who do you see as your main rivals and why?
Well, there's a lot of good drivers in the AHG Series. I can't really single anyone out. I think there's a lot of good, strong teams, good drivers, and there's quite a number of them any night that could sort of pop up and get a win. So I respect you got to respect everybody that's on the track.
What do you like about the AHG Series and why?
I think it's just a series that's got, like I said before, I think there's a lot of competitive teams and cars, and every night you go to the track, it's a really strong series. It's well supported, it's well promoted, and I think with the support of AHG, it really sort of tops it off and makes it a strong series. So, and we've got some great circuits, with the Motorplex, and we race most of the time, but this year obviously we're going to head off to a few country venues as well, which is a lot of fun.
What's the biggest challenge for you at the Perth Motorplex as far as that track goes?
It throws up something different nearly every night. I think the start of the season, it tends to be a little bit sort of heavier and rougher, and then it kind of slicks off as the weather gets hotter. But that's the beauty of sprint car racing and speedway, that it's different every single time you go out. Every heat, every race, the track throws something new at you, and I think that's just part of speedway and what makes it great.
And what about that track compared to Bunbury?
Well, I'm a real fan of the Motorplex. I like the fact that it's very wide. It's got a little bit of banking, and you can have a real good race there. There's lots of grooves, top, bottom. Bunbury, you get a little bit of the groove's a bit narrower there, and it's a bit flatter track. So it's always that little bit harder to race on, I think, for me personally. But I prefer the sort of Motorplex style of track, a little bit of banking on it.